Some places are forgotten for a reason. Buried beneath trees, silence, and stories people are afraid to remember. One such place is Black Hollow, a mining town that vanished from the map in 1926, along with all 300 of its residents. No one knows what happened. No bodies were ever found. No survivors. The area was sealed off, whispered about in nearby towns, but never visited. That is, until 5 university students entered the Hollow in 1997 to film a documentary. Only one came back, Sarah Langford. She was found half dead, clutching a cracked video camera and speaking in riddles. A week later, she vanished too. This is the story, pieced together from her recordings, her interviews, and the few details she could share before she disappeared forever. It began as a weekend project, a student documentary for Holloway University. Sarah, Daniel, Mia, Josh, and Rachel, all media students, were drawn to Black Hollow because of its dark reputation. A ghost town, they thought. A perfect setting for viral footage. Locals warned them not to go. An old man at the gas station told Sarah, "The Hollow doesn't forget. If you enter, it marks you." She laughed it off. Urban legend stuff, she thought. Nothing to worry about. They drove into the forest on a foggy Friday morning. The air grew colder the deeper they went. Birds stopped chirping. Their GPS failed. Trees thickened unnaturally along the path. Eventually, they reached the edge of Black Hollow, a clearing in the woods where broken signs and rotting buildings remained. They pitched their tents near an old chapel that leaned crookedly to one side. The altar inside was smashed, and symbols, twisted ancient runes, were carved into the stone. Sarah filmed it all, documenting their exploration. The fog never lifted that day, and the sky darkened far too early. That first night, strange sounds surrounded them. The fire refused to stay lit. Rachel said she heard humming. Then, laughter, soft and childlike, but there was no one there. By morning, Josh was gone. His tent was slashed open from the inside. No footprints, no blood, just a trail of black dust leading into the woods. The group panicked. They searched for hours, calling his name. They found his hoodie deep in the forest, soaked with something thick and metallic smelling. Not quite blood, not quite mud. Rachel wanted to leave immediately, but Daniel, the most ambitious of them, said they were too far in. "We can't turn back now. This is real. This will make our film legendary." Sarah reluctantly agreed to stay another night, just to document everything properly. That night, Sarah reviewed her footage. In one scene from earlier that day, as Daniel stood joking to the camera, a tall figure stood motionless behind him in the distance. Too tall, too thin. It hadn't been there before, and no one had noticed it while filming. Daniel disappeared that night. They found his camera still recording just outside the tent. At 2:13 a.m., he had stepped out to relieve himself. At 2:14, static flooded the screen. In the upper corner, a shadow blurred the frame. Tall, twisting. Daniel didn't scream. He simply turned, stared into the fog, and walked into it. Sarah and Mia replayed the footage over and over, terrified. Rachel sat silently near the chapel, rocking back and forth. She kept repeating, "They're under us. They never left." In desperation, the 3 remaining girls agreed to leave, but their path out of the forest was blocked. Thick trees that hadn't been there before now completely sealed the trail. Their map was gone. It was as if the forest itself was shifting. That night, Rachel disappeared. She walked into the chapel alone. Sarah followed, finding her on the altar, scratching symbols into the stone with her bare nails. Her eyes rolled back. She spoke in a low, growling voice. "The hollow feeds. We're echoes now." The floor beneath the altar collapsed. Sarah fell into darkness, landing in an underground tunnel lined with rotting wood and coal dust. She was alone, or so she thought. Breathing echoed through the tunnels, not hers. She crawled blindly, flashlight flickering. She passed bones, twisted, burnt, claw-marked. Faint symbols glowed on the walls. Sarah heard a voice behind her. She turned to see Mia, shaking, pale. She said she'd followed Sarah, but something had led her there. Something speaking in Josh's voice. They pushed deeper into the tunnels together, looking for a way out. What they found instead was a chamber, a circular room carved into the rock. In the center, a pit, wide and bottomless. Breathing, voices echoed from it. All their missing friends calling for help, whispering secrets and laughing. Then, silence. Mia stepped closer to the edge, whispering Josh's name. Something reached out from the pit. It pulled her in. No scream, just gone. Sarah ran through tunnels that seemed to change direction, back through collapsing beams and whispering shadows. She doesn't remember how she escaped. Time stopped making sense. She was found 3 weeks later, collapsed on the roadside miles from the hollow, malnourished, dehydrated, and clutching the broken video camera. She barely spoke, except to whisper, "The hollow eats them. You can still hear them, if you listen." Doctors said she was traumatized, delusional, but the footage she brought back told a different story. One final video remained intact. Sarah staring into the camera, shaking, whispering, "If you find this, don't go looking. They're still hungry." Behind her, a figure appears, tall, twisted, grinning. Then the tape ends. 1 week later, Sarah disappeared from the hospital. No sign of a break-in. The security footage showed her walking down the hallway and then vanishing mid-step, like a glitch in reality. The site of Black Hollow was fenced off shortly after. The government claimed it was unsafe terrain, but hikers near the area still report strange events. Whispers, laughter in the dark, shadows that move without sound. And sometimes, if you stand at the edge of the hollow and listen hard enough, you'll hear your own name called softly from the trees. If that happens, don't answer, because it's not you they want, it's who you'll become.